welcome back. Again, I'm Holly and this is Grayson. We had a great time yesterday at Oak Haven Strawberry Farms with our friends. We picked lots of strawberries, we did some math, and we also learned some history. But today we are going to do some different things with our strawberries. When we got home yesterday, Grant took a whole bunch of them and put them in our food dehydrator and dried them. So what happens when we dry them is they shrink down, of course, into jars, and they're the perfect size for snacking on. So what do you guys like to put the dried strawberries in?
We like to put the strawberries in cereal, oatmeal, and muffins.
So there's lots of different uses. It's a great on-the-go snack. If you don't have a dehydrator, there's some great recipes online for doing them in the oven. Now the next thing we're going to do is make strawberry jam. And I know a lot of people are afraid to do jam, but it is quite simple. We've been doing it for a few years now, and a lot of our family and friends look forward to it each year. So it's something great to have on hand as a gift. Now, we have gathered supplies over the years, but you don't need anything special to do it. Today, we're just going to use a stock pot. That's all you need. You don't have to use a fancy canner. I'm going to give it to Grayson because he's chopping our strawberries really fine. You need to chop them a little bit finer than that for our jam. A funnel really is necessary. It doesn't matter what kind of funnel. It doesn't have to be anything special, but it is necessary when you're going to put the hot fruit into your jar. It cuts down on mess and gets it in there really nice. Now, we don't have any specific uses for our jam right now. So what I've done is I've just gone in the cabinet and I've kind of grabbed whatever jars that we already have on hand. I like to keep the small ones because they're perfect for gift giving, and then these are great for us to use year-round at home for cooking or pancakes or whatever we might be using it for. Now, we also have one of these jar grabbers, but that isn't necessary. Really, if only you have a pair of tongs, you're good to go, because what you're going to be doing is getting the jars in and out of your hot water. The next thing that we use for jam is Pomona's pectin. Now you can find Sure Gel, which is kind of what our grandmothers used at your kitchen, grocery store, anywhere you can find that, which is a fruit pectin base and generally requires a lot of sugar. Now there are some that are low sugar. What we have found is Pomona's pectin. It is a citrus pectin, but the gelling agent is calcium instead of sugar. So you can do no sugar or very low sugar varieties, which is what we do because we eat a lot of jam around here, don't we? So those are the things that you need to start your strawberry jam. Grayson is going to cut up our strawberries just really nice and fine. We like to have nice strawberry chunks in our jam. We don't like to puree it. We like to have nice juicy chunks in there. So we're going to go and prepare our stuff, and we'll show you a little bit later how we jar up our jam. So the next step in our jam making process, after Grayson cut up all of the strawberries, is we're sterilizing our jars in our large stock pot. We're just going to keep them simmering in here until we're ready to fill. On this side, we have the strawberries, and what we want to do is bring them to a rolling boil, and then we're going to add our pectin and bring it back to a rolling boil, and then we will be ready to jar it up. So Grayson's going to take a ½ pint mason jar, and he's going to put the funnel inside, and now he's going to ladle our hot syrup into the jar to about 1/4 inch to the top of the jar. Now, if you have children helping you to do this, it's very hot. It is possible. And the funnel makes it a little bit easier for you not to get the hot liquid on you. Remember, the jar we just took out of the boiling water, so you're ladling your hot liquid into a hot jar. All right, so let's see what we have. And there's our strawberry jam. Now he's going to put the lid pieces onto the jar. Screw the lid on. We're going to fill the rest of our jars, and then we're going to put them in a hot water bath. Yeah, it's really hot. This is what's called the water bath. You want to put your jars in. We'll have to do them in 2 separate batches. And you're going to bring it to a boil, and you're going to boil them according to your package directions. Usually between 10 to 15 minutes, depending on the size of your jars. Now that you've done your water bath, it's time to let your jars cool on the counter. Usually what I will do is lay out a kitchen towel, get the jars out of the water bath with the tongs because they're extremely hot. So I generally do that. I don't let my sons do that. Put them on the towel and let them cool for at least 3 hours. I know it's tempting when you start hearing the little pop, 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 which my sons love. You want to go up and touch the top of the jar to see if it has secured, but don't do it. You can mess up your jar and have to redo the water bath. So resist the urge and let them sit by themselves for at least 3 hours, and you'll hear all the popping and know that you've done a great job. Some of the things we like to do is decorate our jars. This is a great hands-on project for your children. Here I just used some simple ribbon that I had on hand that happened to have strawberries on it, and some cutouts that we did. These are nice gifts for friends that might come by if you're going to a party or want to give as gifts during the holidays, which is what we usually do. I like to keep on hand the small jars, as I said. I like to give those away, especially when we travel. I like to take several different jars of things that we've canned throughout the year as just a special thank you for hosting us and feeding our family for however long we're going to be hanging out. So I want you to see that canning isn't that hard. You know I watched my grandmother do it when I was a little girl, but I was never taught how, and it just seemed like something daunting I didn't want to try. But it really is not difficult. Now, I'm not canning every week or every month. I probably do it maybe every 4 to 6 months, depending on what's in season. You don't have to go out in the field and pick your own strawberries. If there's a great price on pints in the grocery store, or if you go to the farmer's market during season and they have the flats on sale, that's a great time to do your canning. You can start really small and just do 1 or 2 pints and do a few jars to keep on hand. You don't have to go big or not at all. It's just a great skill to have for you and your children because you never know when it might come in handy. And you always have something that you know how it was prepared and what's inside on hand in your pantry. Now, in our demonstration, we showed you all the different steps for this easy strawberry jam recipe, and I hope that you give it a try. You can find a lot more recipes online. You know, canning is a big deal, so you can find a recipe that might fit you. Again, we use Pomona's pectin just because it uses the calcium as a binder instead of sugar. Because my kids go through this like candy. I don't want it to taste like candy or be sugary like candy. So we like to do ours with as little sugar as possible. So it just depends on what you want to do with your family. Well, thank you so much for joining us for our easy strawberry canning recipe. I hope that you try it at home and add this to your skills and as a fun activity that you do as a family. And it's just really cool to have stuff in your cabinet that you made yourself. So enjoy, and we'll see you later.